Today, we're going to be comparing DeepSeek R1 versus Qwen 2.5 Max, which is the new version just released from Alibaba this week, versus ChatGPT 4. I'm going to see which is the best model. Now, so the first test that we're going to go with is we're going to make sure we have DeepSeek R1, and we're going to compare how each performs when we say build a snake game in HTML. So we're going to hit enter like so. We're going to do the same over here and select artifacts, which is their feature for building tools. And then we're going to do this inside ChatGPT O1 Mini. Now, R1 is probably the slowest model by far from what I've seen. Now, in terms of speed, ChatGPT O1 is absolutely flying through. It's already created the output. DeepSeek R is still coding out. Let's have a look at Qwen. Qwen is just loading the artifact right here, but it's not come up yet. If you want something fast, ChatGPT is already winning. Now let's preview the output. So we're going to click on edit over here, and then we're going to click on preview, and we can actually preview the code inside ChatGPT. Now, if we look at this game, not very good. Now, if you actually look at this game, we actually can't play it. I can't move around, I can't direct anything, and there's not much of a snake. Not a great start. Let's test DeepSeek R1. So we're going to click on Run HTML, we'll see what we get back. We'll click on Start Game. And that just put game over straight away. And now inside Qwen 2.5 is actually working. Look at that. Oh, perfect. So in terms of outputs, Qwen 2.5 Max, even though it's not a logic game, is still smashing it. Wow. Bear in mind, ChatGPT O1 and DeepSeek R1 are supposed to be reasoning models, so they're supposed to think these things out. They're supposed to be better for logic. But Qwen 2.5 Max is absolutely smashing it. Look at that. Perfect. Much better than what we got back here. That's blowing me away, honestly. Next up, what we're going to be testing is web search feature. So obviously this is very powerful for doing research, finding the latest news, connecting the AI to the internet, because otherwise without that, most of these models are very outdated. They're only trained up to a certain amount of data. So using the web search feature, we can actually get information in real time. So what I'm going to say today is what happened in today's AI headlines, right? And we'll give that prompt to Qwen 2.5 Max. Then we're going to test the same thing inside DeepSeek. Let's start a new chat here. Here we go. And make sure we have search selected. And then we're also going to do the same inside ChatGPT. However, look at that. It's blurred out. We cannot use the search inside ChatGPT. Now, bear in mind, this is a paid tool. I am paying for ChatGPT O1 for the privilege of using this model. But I can only use the search feature inside ChatGPT 4.0. It is not available inside the chat here. So DeepSeek has come back to us. DeepSeek search. Sorry, DeepSeek search service is busy. Please disable search or try again later, right? So that completely failed. ChatGPT 0.1 doesn't even give in the option. And then Qwen 2.5 Max has absolutely smashed it. Look at this. And we've got a bunch of ideas right here. And you can see this is pretty up to date. So for example, daily update, January the 30th, 2025, which is today. We've got the news headlines. So Qwen 2.5 Max didn't just work, which by default means it wins, but also it found us the latest headlines, and therefore we are smashing it. So you got to bear in mind here, logic and reasoning model failed both tests. Logic and reasoning model failed both tests. Qwen 2.5 Max, not a reasoning model, not a logic model, but absolutely smashed both of these and is available for free. Next up, what we're going to be testing is DeepSeek's image generation versus Qwen 2.5's versus ChatGPT O1's image generation. So what we're going to do from here is we're going to click on image generation inside Qwen 2.5 Max. We're going to put cat eating a banana, all right? And that's the same prompt that ChatGPT is going to get. So we'll put image of cat eating banana, and we'll do the same inside this multimodal model from DeepSeek, which is hosted on Hugging Face because it is too powerful to host locally for me. So we'll keep the other options default. We'll hit generate image, and that is generated now. As you can see, the black line is going up. So Qwen 2.5 Max has actually failed on us. Look at that error. We'll give it another go, but I don't think that's going to work at all. Let's see what we get back. It is generating the image, but it did fail the first test. Now, ChatGPT O1 cannot generate images, so we're going to switch this to GPT 4.0 as well, just to make this a fair test. All right, so we'll wait for that to load. And then we have the image back from Janus, and it did everything first time round, so no messing around there. And if we open this up, that is a cat eating a banana. I mean, it's absolutely smashing that banana, to be fair. Let's have a look through the other images. He's having a great time there. This one is getting its teeth right stuck in. The only thing that I don't like about these images is the images are very pixelated. Like, it's not quality, is it? It's not quality image. And it's not very convincing either. If we go over to Qwen 2.5 Max, that's had a better go at it. To be fair, that does seem realistic. I think that could fool a lot of people if you didn't know it was AI. And if we go inside ChatGPT 4.0, I don't like this at all. I wouldn't use that on my content because it's just so cartoonish. I'm sure you can ask it to generate a different style. So we could say, like, make it to graphic, but you're going to have to do that every single time, right? So out of all of these, if I had to put them in order, I'm going to say Qwen 2.5 Max smashed it. Janus Pro 7B from DeepSeek AI, I've actually got another video on this if you want to check out, has come in second. And then even when we ask it to come up with something more like photo style, it's still not quite right? It still doesn't feel realistic. Little pro tip for you here, actually. If you really want to get good outputs for images, I would recommend Grok. It's pretty fast and it gives you 4 different options at the same time. That's the other drawback from Qwen 2.5 Max, which is that you just get one image. Same with ChatGPT, whereas with Janus Pro 7B, you get 5 different images to choose from, even if you wouldn't choose any. But you can see the images from Grok here, and aside from the banana floating in the air, I would say that Grok would win that any day of the week, right? And Grok is using Flux, as far as I'm aware, for generating those AI images. Super impressive stuff. So what we're going to do now is we're going to test inside the new chat. We're going to go to video generation here. And this is one I prepared earlier because it takes so long for Qwen 2.5 Max to generate videos. So just bear in mind, like, it did take about 20 minutes or 30 minutes to generate this. But we basically use the prompt cat eating biscuitinos. And here's what we got back. Multiple cats eating biscuits. That's what a time to be alive. You can automate all of this with AI. What a time to be alive. Inside DeepSeek, you can't generate videos, so it's not really comparable. But we can use Sora inside ChatGPT if you're on the $200 per month plan. Now, bear in mind, Qwen 2.5 Max is free. DeepSeek R1 is free. If you want to generate images, you have to be on the ChatGPT Pro plan, and that costs $200 a month, aka $2,400 per year. That is the price I pay to entertain you folks at home. Now Sora is a pretty cool platform, to be fair. Like, you can see, you get loads of different videos, you can see what people are creating in real time. Like, that does beat Qwen 2.5 Max. But if we go over to here, we're just going to go for like a quick 5-second video. We'll plug that in, cat eating biscuitinos. Let's see what we get back. And it's taking its sweet time, so we might come back to that in a second. The final thing that I want to compare between all these models is whether you can use them locally, right? So here's the thing that you should also know about, and it's super important to get this, right? By the way, we just got this video back, so let me cover this first, and then we'll come back to that. So we got cat eating biscuitinos. Honestly, that's probably the most realistic video out of all of them. I would say that wins by a long way, and it's given us 4 different options. So it is superior to Qwen 2.5 Max. I can see why it costs a lot more money. I probably wouldn't use this as B-roll, but it's impressive. It's impressive. And bear in mind, like, we just generated that at 480p. You can generate it in higher resolutions, which means that the videos will look better. So out of all of them, OpenAI's Sora wins, then Qwen 2.5 Max, and obviously DeepSeek cannot generate videos. Now, the final thing that I want to come on to is whether you can host these locally, okay? So if you have Llama downloaded, which is completely free to download, you can just download it right there. And then you type in DeepSeek R1. This is a massive advantage for DeepSeek R1. So you can just go to your terminal, you can make sure you have Llama 2 running. And then if we open this up, you've now got DeepSeek R1 ready to go with the distilled model, right? So for example, if I say, what model are you? We can just run DeepSeek R1 locally, and you can see here it comes back straight to us. Now that is a massive advantage, let's be honest, because you can run this offline, you can run it locally, you can access this whenever you want. And also, you know, some people are concerned about privacy, so this will probably be a better way to use this. Now for Qwen 2.5, you can download, but the latest model, aka Qwen 2.5 Max, is not available, right? So you cannot host that locally with a Llama. And ChatGPT is not available locally either, right? And so if you're looking for something local that is pretty lightweight, because this is quite lightweight running on my laptop, you know, I can do other stuff in the background, have this just running when I need it to. Like, it's really good for that. That is a massive advantage of DeepSeek R1. The other thing as well, if we go to Visual Studio Code, and I'm just showing you this as an example, we can actually use the API from DeepSeek R1 completely for free, right? So if we go to root code, right here, I've got a video on it from yesterday. And then if we go to OpenRouter, plug in your OpenRouter API key, right, which you can get from openrouter.ai. And then you can plug in your API keys. You can just grab a new one from this section right here. And then when you plug that into Visual Studio Code with root code or client or whatever you use, you can actually select DeepSeek/DeepSeek-R1 free. This is amazing because now you get a free API that you can code and build projects with. For example, you can see here we built a snow day calculator website earlier today. We built a to-do list app. It didn't cost us a penny because we were using the free API from DeepSeek. So there's all sorts of amazing stuff you can do with the free API when you pair it with these models like Visual Studio Code. Now, if we go inside the model section here, you can use ChatGPT, but it's using ChatGPT 4.0 latest, which obviously is going to cost you money, right? It's not going to be for free. And then also if we type in Qwen here, we can get access to Qwen 2.5. There's different models here. You can get a free version of it. So you get a Qwen 2.7b for free as well, but you don't get Qwen 2.5 Max for free on the API, right? So if you want a free API, DeepSeek R1 is smashing it. If you want to host it locally, DeepSeek R1 is flying, right? But for most things, for the average Joe, I'm going to say Qwen 2.5 Max does everything you need to, right? Pretty impressive model, great for content creation, HTML, can code games, is quite fast to respond, it can create images, videos, etc. Pretty good stuff. ChatGPT 01 is super powerful if you're running a business, right? So for example, like the video options, ChatGPT operator, these are like nice to haves if you're running a business and you're not too fussed about the prices. A DeepSeek R1, great for running locally. So again, Qwen 2.5 Max, for the average person watching this, probably the best model. So thanks so much for watching. If you want to get access to a community of 3,700 AI SEOs and a free AI course along with 50 free ASEO tools and 200 free ChatGPT prompts, feel free to get that link in the comments description. And if you want to get a free one-to-one SEO strategy session, link in the comments description. We'll show you how we take websites from 0 to 145,000 visitors a month and generate hundreds of thousands of dollars in sales on autopilot on this free link building acceleration session. You'll get a free SEO domination plan to discover the secrets of SEO link building. Or answer any questions you have one-to-one. You'll learn the best link building strategy for your website, plus how to quickly outrank your competitors to link building and 10x your SEO traffic based on what's working for us and our happy clients like you see right here. Feel free to book that in. Appreciate you watching. Bye-bye.